Is this my? Am I crying
that is your
Rich
camera.
Eisen
That is your camera.
Great.
Right straight ahead. All right, you've got what you're holding. Oh, Russell Wilson Seahawks jersey.
I will remember you.
Oh my gosh.
Will you remember me? Probably not, because I hit you up on Facebook once and you didn't get back to me, but it's all good because you're busy. Hopefully Drew Lock will give a lot
Hang on.
of effort, and we'll go back to the Super Bowl.
By the way, Sarah McLachlan is doing the same thing as Randy Johnson. She'll never take a picture with you. And by the way, give kudos to Mike Hoskins, who used dissolve shots to go back and forth. Cameras. That, as you know,
poignant moment.
That only was just hyping the drama.
Was there a slow zoom
The
involved?
melodrama. There was no slow.
That's okay.
I mean, it's just. I mean,
We don't have
we're not there yet. We're still working. We're not there yet. We're working our way towards Zooms.
You guys are crushing it.
Here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yeah, you guys are just.
I'm
just
sorry,
crushing
brother.
the game.
I'm sorry about it.
This is.
That's great.
I mean, look, I looked. My fiance, hey babe, she goes, "You gonna bring your Russell Wilson jersey?" I go, yeah, and then bring up my parents' divorce. Geez, you're full of great ideas this morning, babe. No, she goes, bring it and do a little bit. And I mean, it is crazy. Let me just, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yes, he was on the show last week.
You've done a great service, by the way, to a lot of, whether it's Joe McHale, Rainn Wilson. You really show a lot of love to the Seattle sports boys.
I try my best. They're passionate.
The best. And
very passionate.
His take was fair. It was shocking. I remember my fiance even took a video. I should have brought it, but he probably wouldn't have been able to play it with all the choice words. But she captured when I saw it in real time. And it was, I think you have, loyalty in sports is such a tricky, I'm sure you've, at great length just discussed it when players leave and how certain guys that stay a whole career, the Jeters of the world are so few and far between, right? Even Griffey, who, we had done so much for the city that when he left to Cincinnati, the family reasons were such a driving, contribution to that whole experience that we kind of just were like, hey, man, best of luck, even though it was so sad. Sean Campbell, even, my man, that sucked because there was contract stuff at play. Management didn't really handle that the best as they could. Signed Jim McIlvaine instead of Kemp, which, hey, looking back, what a move.
They're making a 30 for 30 on that.
On Jim McIlvaine?
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, I'm so gullible.
By the way, Jim McIlvaine and Glenn Gondrzak have been mentioned on the show today.
Right.
Judd Apatow was in that chair about an hour ago. Could have been an hour ago at this very moment and dropped a Glenn Gondrzak mention.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very, very, very long time. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. It's just it's a tough time because of the uncertainty, but it's exciting because of the uncertainty.
Well, it's also, we were talking about it on this program as it was happening. Is the
you were? That's right. I was texting Brockman. He was like, "We're on right now talking about it." I was like, I can't afford, Peacock, and yeah,
it's free, but
it is.
So no, that Russ goes, and then as you're absorbing that, even though you kind of had a year plus heads up. It was coming.
Yes.
That it had finally happened at a time when you thought you might have been in the clear for another year with them.
Yeah.
As you're absorbing that, Bobby Wagner getting cut was the coup de grace. Like, that's the proverbial cherry on top. That was kind of that made you just question whether life was what you thought it would be outside of football. Like, that's one of those sports moments that makes you wonder if the entire foundations of your life, like you had to call your loved ones to see if they're okay type sports moment.
Yeah, some people who don't understand sports are like, these guys are dramatic, but no, that's exactly it. The Bobby, you're nailing it on the head. Right. I mean, Russ, you're exactly right. You had a little, it's like when they told you Crystal Clear Pepsi was going to be discontinued, you go, we all knew it was coming, right? And also, what was it doing here in the first place? But Russ, the talk of Russ was just too much.
Yes.
And, my boy Bob Stelton, that hosts the afternoon show in Seattle, I listened to them every day, and it was almost overwhelming with how much it was being discussed. And to a point to where, and I remember he was even texting with Brockman about it. I was like, I feel like it's doing more damage with how much it's getting played, right? where I was like, but that was me also probably in denial and not wanting to believe the truth to it, which you could understand. But I was like, it's getting talked about so much that eventually something's going to happen because it won't be dropped. But also on the flip side, I think there was truth to where there's where there's fire, there's a
smoke this fire.
Blizzard. There's if there's an Oreo cookie blizzard, there's a
Dairy Queen.
fat kid. There's some sort of a saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, look,
Where there's an open urinal, there's TJ waiting to make it weird. Is that the saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's the old saw.
So look, Bobby getting cut was a bummer, and with no heads up. Didn't he find out?
He said that the team didn't. He said he found out through media
Twitter,
reports, which is nutty.
I mean, but I guess when you fly without an agent, right? Oh, look at you guys. Right? The crazy part. Oh, see, that just. Man, it stinks. He's a first ballot and Ring of Honor and a guy that, like Russ, I mean, truly, that's the end of that era of Seahawks football.
That was it. The Legion of Boom era came to a close that day. Correct. That is correct.
Wow.
Where the general manager and the coach are the only, and the 12s are the only ones that remain. So are you saying, Adam Ray, that you told Denver Broncos fans that their team in their big acquisition just acquired the crystal clear Pepsi of quarterbacks? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Is that what I said? Look,
well,
Rich,
I mean,
I every now and then I will dabble with edibles, and sometimes those carry into the next morning, and sometimes I say things that I don't always mean.
What does that make Bobby Wagner? I mean, is he the classic Coke then?
Is he Zima?
No, Bobby Wagner is no Zima.
And
he's no Zima.
Feels good, tastes good. What is that? The Great Fanta? I don't know. That's
Miller Lite.
I don't know.
Miller Lite?
Palmer.
Crystal clear Pepsi.
Corona Premier.
What was it doing here at all?
I mean, look, I do take offense, and I think I want to get your guys' quick take on this.
Yes.
When you have a player that you revere so much like that, and I actually watched Russ's Denver press conference.
It was spectacular.
It was. I got real actually choked up because what I think is great. And my white rapper brother-in-law, Dirte, who is not a Russ fan, I'll say that one more time, my white rapper brother-in-law, Dirte,
yes,
is a big Hawks fan, but not a Russ fan, and has forever been like, we can do better. This is not, he doesn't fit in our system.
That's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
Find out.
And I'm like, thank God you're a great dad to my nephew and nieces, because we are. And
I mean, what's worse, shooting buckets, or what do we call it?
Basket shots.
Yeah. Basket shots.
Or Dirte's hot takes.
What's worse in terms of family involved people having takes? Calling hoops basket shots.
Well, that guy
or like, I'm a huge Hawks fan.
Thankfully, that guy
and
didn't
this
make the
last
cut.
8 years has been generationally unbelievable.
Yes.
But I don't buy the guy who's the trigger man who was dropped in our lap. So tell him to talk to a Jet fan. I'll talk to your brother-in-law. What is it, Dirte?
Dirte.
The white rapper.
Hey, Dirte, get a clue.
Just the fact that, by the way, he loves you, and just the fact that you
I'm
said
so
his
sorry.
name on TV, he might be reaching for some Lubriderm at this moment. But so, okay, I do think that.
Sorry, Dirte. I didn't mean to be so aggressive.
Russ's press conference. He's think about any other, not even football player, but quarterback. When Russ immediately talks about all the impacts that his presence is going to have, not just football, but at one point he goes, we're going to win some games. He goes, but we're going to change some lives. He goes, I'm looking to impact the community. And he said that almost out of the gate. And I go, I've just always thought he was a says what he means guy. And look, you can argue that the weird selfies on the beach and the, Mr. Unlimited, and all that is extra that isn't necessary. But I'm like, I don't know, man. The guy spends a lot on his body. We spend almost about the same amount, which is odd, and that it doesn't. Okay, you guys, we can edit in some more laughter there.
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, you're on your own, man. Sorry, man. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.